Sexy Beast Caterer, coming back to you again. Thank goodness. That was a horrible move and a really crazy journey, and it took me a long time, but I'm back in a new test kitchen and we're gonna start working on some new recipes again. So today, guess what we are doing, kids? Kiddos, big people, actually, because this is only big people food. We are making a habanero sauce. It's going to be a quick hab sauce, and I'm going to make some breakfast tacos after that because I'd like to eat some breakfast. So cheers, let's get into this recipe. It's really super simple. One of the things about working with habaneros, we're doing a small jar, just a small amount, about 8-ounce jar, and I don't have a fancy jar here today, so I have already in this jar, we have cut up an orange bell pepper. It's been de-seeded. I'm deciding on whether I want to de-seed the habaneros because that will make it a less hot. But what I do want to do, pull the stems off. What I do want to do is cut it up. We're going to blend this in a blender. And this is a quick recipe. This recipe, some people wouldn't like it because I'm going to pop it into the microwave. But you know what? Microwave is what it is. It's here for our help. Here to, help us in the kitchen. And I like using it. Makes for fast food. Good, healthy fast food too. So some people think it has too much radiation, and in this day and age, they are probably right. Woo, I can already feel the fumes. So when you're doing this part of the recipe, make sure that, be careful because there is a lot of fumes involved in these peppers. They're really super hot. So you see how I have on my gloves? Always use your gloves. And then I'm going to carefully try and pull some of these seeds out of the center of this because I don't want it to be blazing hot. I'm hoping it's hot though. There are habaneros that are not hot at all, that they're just delicious. They're kind of smoky flavored. It's hard doing this with the gloves on, but that's okay. All right. So see how it looks once the seeds are out. It's exactly how I want it. Just want the flesh of the pepper, no seed at all. Oops. Phew. I can sure smell that though. Smells good. I love the smell of it. So I'm just gonna scoop all these seeds out. Throw them away. Probably put them in the backyard. Who knows? Might have habaneros growing in the backyard next year. I don't know if these are organic or not. I doubt it because it came out of Mexico. Okay. I'll finish that up and then we'll move on from there. Don't be fooled. That is hot and there's fumes involved. So now, how pretty they are. They're just beautiful. I was choking and coughing when I washed this stuff off because the fumes were already getting to my nose. So, and that's all right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just chop these into smaller sized pieces. Now we're ready. So we're going to put that into the jar. And then we're going to pop this into the microwave. We're going to microwave this for, let's do 2 minutes. There's a lot of liquid in these things already. I actually am going to add just a just a touch of the chicken stock. Set this aside so I can wash it really well later. Not forgetting that I'm touching the handles of everything while I'm moving along, so I'm gonna have to wash all that stuff off later, but that's probably the last bit that we're gonna need for the gloves. So we should be good to go from here. To this blend, we're going to add about 8 ounces of chicken stock. We have chicken stock, we have some onion cut up, we have a little bit of vinegar because we do want to have vinegar. Then we're going to salt this to taste, and we have chopped up garlic. All of this is going to go into the blender. But, oh boy, that is really super spicy. So I'm just going to pour in a little bit of this chicken stock. We don't need it all because once it's heated up, we're going to want to cool it. I'm also going to cover it. Should get a rubber band almost to wrap around that so it doesn't pop. But we're just going to pop it into the microwave. And let's try 1 minute to start with. All right, we let it run for 2 minutes actually. And don't forget that this sucker is not only warm on the inside, but all of that fumes inside of that jar are quite hot also. So what I am going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and cool it off by pouring in the rest of the juice. I like my sauce quite thin. I'm okay with a thin sauce. But, whoo, man. Yep, that'll get you. So next, we are going to blend it, but we're going to let it cool for a little bit. All right, we've let it rest a little bit. Be very careful. In fact, what you can do is grab your kitchen towel. Just make sure that nothing splashes out of here onto your skin, arm, anything. And just plop all of that inside. It's still quite warm. Everything's inside of the blender. Woo! Don't be fooled. It's quite hot. Okay, so I added about a 1/4 cup of raw white onion. Side. 2 cloves of garlic, chopped up. Whew. And 1/4 cup of vinegar. That's ACV, apple cider. Just drop all these into the dish water while I'm going. Then we are going to add just a pinch of sugar. And we're going to do about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt to start. We can salt it up a little bit more later after because we salt it to taste. All right, everything is plugged in. Let's turn it on. I want to make sure everything is secure and pulse it. Whew. Get it going a little bit better. It's not really, let me turn the pulse off. Okay, keep. Oh, do not touch the blade yet. what happened was I should have had this on the top because I had my bare hand over it. And the minute that hit the mix on there, it blew air out of the top. So I'm gonna puree it now. That looks pretty good. That's a little bit thinner than I might want it, but it doesn't matter. It's still gonna, it's for myself, so it's gonna still do what I need it to do. And I am gonna taste it. Just a little tiny spoon of it to see where we're at. On the scale of 9 to 1,000, it's just, ooh. It looks quite nice. Look at that. Look how beautiful it looks. It looks nice. I'm not gonna taste that much, but. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I might add a little more salt, but that is actually very nice. So once it's in the jar, I'm gonna put it in a jar this size. It'll be fine. Transferring it to a jar is going to be the trick. Ooh. We just want to be very careful with it. Might have to have 2 jars. That's fine with me. Or just put it into a bigger jar. But there you've got it. Delicious habanero sauce that I will be eating on my breakfast tacos. So fabulous. See, that was a really super easy recipe. Just be very careful when working with hot peppers because they're hot in more ways than one. And the spice level on that is not too bad because we took those seeds out. And so by taking the seeds out, it left a very fruity, smoky kind of flavor, but took a lot of the heatness out of it, which I'm fine with that. I don't need blazing hot salsa for breakfast. So there you go. There's your habanero sauce, your habanero hot sauce by Heather Hill, the Sexy Beast Caterer. And we're back in business. Yay!